So today in my flipped classroom, we're going to do a brief review of the differences between checks and balances and separation of powers. These two principles of the Constitution are very important and they are related, but there are some differences. Let's start with checks and balances. Checks and balances is talking about how each branch has specific checks on the other branches so that no one branch can get out of control. Pretty straightforward. As an example, Congress passes a law. A check against that would be the president vetoing that law. See how the president has the power over the legislative branch? Now, to take that one step further, Congress can put together a supermajority and override the presidential veto. But that's very difficult to do. It doesn't happen very often. So by the time a bill becomes law, it's usually a pretty good law because it's very difficult to get one passed. Another example is the president nominates or appoints a Supreme Court justice. Instead of that being a done deal, there are Senate confirmation hearings, and then the Senate has the final say whether or not the nomination becomes an appointee. So there's a check the legislative branch has on the president. Another example is the Supreme Court can decide a law is unconstitutional. And that's a check that the courts have over the legislative branch. And if that happens, then the legislative branch has to reword the law or remake it so that it falls within the boundaries of the Constitution. So there's just a few examples of some checks and balances that exist in the Constitution. Now, separation of power. The Constitution is very specific. There are 3 distinct branches of government, and each branch has specific duties and responsibilities so that no one person or group of people can become too powerful and overthrow the government. The legislative branch is responsible for all things pertaining to making laws. The executive branch is responsible for enforcing those laws. The judicial branch is responsible for interpreting those laws. Very distinct and different duties and responsibilities fall under these major headings and keep power balanced throughout the government. So hopefully this explains the differences between checks and balances and separation of powers, 2 fundamental principles of which our country is built. Thank you so much.